It's Thundy out, boys. How's it going?
This Thundy.
Thundy Sunday. That's what we call Thursdays.
Wait, what?
Everyone
Thundy
says that.
Sunday.
No,
Yeah.
nobody knows.
We all say that.
Every one of us.
It's all falling apart.
Listen.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Forecast, a bi-weekly podcast about everything games, film, and news. I'm Aaron Juno.
I'm Alex McCausland.
I'm Ben Diaz.
I'm Caleb Juno.
I'm fixing my lights, Chad McCausland.
Nice.
I'm Jake Buttercup.
On today's episode number 220, Bungie releases the new Destiny story arc to mixed reviews, Splitgate 2 unlaunches, in quotes, or whatever that means, and Intel plans more layoffs, which we're all excited about Alex to tell us about. Plus, EA plans to have 100 million players in Battlefield 6, Microsoft walks back video game prices, and Ben plays the unannounced sequel to Elden Ring Nightreign. If you'd like to know more about what we do, you can follow us on our social channels. You can check out our website or wearetherising.com. We have a ton of original content for you to browse through, including our Pathfinder 2e campaign, Crown and Conquest, which our GM has just been bailing on week after week after week.
We'll be back. We'll be back for sure.
Someday.
Soon.
Additionally,
Loser.
everything we talk about is in our cast notes, which is pushed out to whatever podcasting app you're using. All right, let's get into it. And okay, let's move on. Do we have any
Oh, yeah, there's a
CCCP this
podcast.
week? No
People
CCCP.
just-
What about?
people
Does
just-
anybody have a question? Jake had a really good one last week.
yeah.
Does anybody else have
It's
something
true.
just off the brain? It's feeling like no. It's feeling like no. All right, well, let's start this podcast on a downer. Alex, tell us about upcoming Intel layoffs.
You have
yeah.
intel about upcoming layoffs?
Oh,
Yeah, they basically announced their quarter two earnings came out, and
Wasn't what they're expected. Yeah, I got it.
yeah,
never is.
I think
It's Queenix.
I don't know where I read it now, but I think it said something about like they did better than expected by a little bit, but they did still lose $2.9 billion net. And they're gonna be cutting. All the stories say more than 25,000 employees, but when you actually look at what they say they're cutting, they have 108,900 employees currently, and they say they're going down to about 75,000. So that's like 33,900 jobs being cut
Jeez.
by the end of 2025. They say
That
That's a lot
is
of jobs.
insane.
it's an insane amount of jobs.
5 months.
This did just remind me of, I don't know, Alex, if you saw this interview, but there's an interview with Intel's CEO where it's an interview where he's talking at like a company big event or something, but he literally says, we are no longer in the top 10 of leading chip companies in the world. And it's like, damn, Intel not in the top 10? It's wild.
Yeah.
Here's a good question. What do you think after they cut basically 30% of their workforce? What do you think the disparity between the average lowest paid worker and the average highest paid worker will be? Is it increasing or decreasing?
Well,
I think increasing.
surely
it's
they're
growing.
cutting the high-paying jobs,
You think that's what they're
like
cutting?
their CEO and such, to save
Yeah.
money.
Yeah,
for sure.
totally,
Yep.
totally.
They could fire 1,000 people or one CEO.
Yeah,
The choice is obvious.
I'm wondering why this is happening. I wonder if competition with AMD has really just hit that hard. I know that they've had issues developing their next process, which is a big problem. I think AMD's like bets have paid off hugely in that they're basically the main provider of like integrated stuff like consoles, like things that you would get with a CPU already in them. They're usually AMD unless you're buying like a PC. Handhelds, all that kind of stuff.
They also
That's strange.
They also talk about how they're just losing so hard to Nvidia in like the AI chip market.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nvidia's absurd.
Yeah.
Haven't they been
Right
also
now.
spending like a ton of money focused on quantum computing for the past like 5-10 years too? Like they are like, I know they're one of the leaders in sort of cutting
Maybe.
edge for the next steps for quantum computing. They're always in the news for something they've worked on. I think we talked about one like 3 or 4 months ago that was
We talked
Intel
about
related.
Microsoft.
Mm-hmm.
If they're competing and then Microsoft came out and said, "Hey guys, we solved the thing," like just out of the blue, I could see that being a problem for them.
They did also note that apparently, at least this article notes that Intel's market value for the company says halved.
Wow.
It's halved.
It is now around 100 billion, and it was 18 months ago. It was closer to 200 billion.
Yeah,
Feels like a quick drop for 18 months.
they said they've halted plans for factories in Germany and Poland. So I know they're investing a lot in producing their own stuff instead of outsourcing like TSMC or whatever, because they just want to own their whole process. But could be another issue. I don't know. I think they'll bounce back eventually. They went so long without having any competition, I think they got complacent.
I can see that. Thanks for that news, Alex. I really appreciate it. Always great to start the podcast with some layoff information.
I like to keep us updated on
Yeah.
who's losing their job.
Keep it
Guys,
real. Keep it real.
Yeah.
I have breaking news.
Yes.
I'm Ben again.
I'm so proud.
Yay.
Oh my god, welcome back.
Welcome back.
Good
So
to be
proud.
back.
Hi, Ben again.
You'll be happy to hear that Kate did better than you usually do in the V games.
Wow.
Oh, brutal.
Absolutely destroy that man.
Oh, jeez. Let's talk about a couple things in video game world. First and foremost, Switch 2, of course, the fastest selling console, to no one's surprise, right?
Everybody's
surprised.
To my surprise.
Yeah, my surprise as well.
You guys are surprised? I mean, wasn't
Yeah.
the Switch 1, the original Switch, the fastest selling console of all time?
Yeah, but what-
actually.
What,
Might have
even
been
if,
highest
what
selling,
is
but
in the
not
Switch
fastest
2 that like people want over their Switch 1?
It's new.
Genuinely, Mario Kart, probably.
Yeah.
I think there are people who are like, oh, there's a new Mario Kart. I love Mario Kart.
Isn't Mario Kart like the highest selling title on the Switch?
I think so.
Isn't that a
I think.
statistic somewhere?
I'm always surprised how many people just love Mario Kart.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
They did a new one with a new number.
And
Like,
it's
we
like
know
really
it's the same,
expensive.
but
A new one with a new number that we know has less content than the current one.
Oh
Yeah.
boy.
True. It's different though.
there
Yeah,
is a cow
yeah.
in it. You can be cow.
You
And
can
it's
be
open
a
world
be
now,
a cow.
so you know.
You can grind.
It is open world. For some reason, it is open world.
Huh. For what it's worth, the Switch is only the third most sold console ever, right behind the Nintendo DS and PlayStation 2 at number 1, 160 million units.
Baby. PS2 on top.
Yeah.
Can we explain how open world Mario Kart works?
You just
Yeah,
drive
they
to your
put-
destination, bro.
They put all of the tracks like loosely connected in a world where you can drive between them.
Okay.
And there's modes where you can like play certain tracks back to back, and you have to race between the tracks between them.
Between the races, you have to race between the tracks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
to get from track to track, and then you start that race there.
Man, what a freaking original concept. I'm going to go buy a Switch right now. Switch 2 right now.
I will say,
Uh,
the new Donkey Kong game looks very fun.
It
Those
does
are
look
cool.
really good.
I don't know if it's like $500 good, but it does look
Yeah.
fun.
Did you guys see also, this is tangential to the Switch 2, that Nintendo has come out recently and said that they are doing their best to crack down on sexually explicit content in the Nintendo game store?
Was there any?
is
Like,
there-
what?
Yes. Yes. It's, I mean,
Ow.
Weird.
I'm going to be honest, and it's not a new thing either. Like, even I, like, going through on my
You've been
Switch
doing
1.
it for years.
Oh, you know.
Yeah,
But no,
it's
if
totally.
you're literally scrolling through like popular and like just the Nintendo
Mhm.
store on the Switch, the amount of very obvious like anime titties that are on some of those games, I'm like, is this a Nintendo console? Like, Jesus.
Yeah, I thought Nintendo
Apparently-
had really strict rules for their
Yeah,
store.
apparently not, but and I know there were a lot of reviewers talking about it with the Switch 2 just because there were so few like Switch 2 games that like I don't know if like people got on it real quick or something, but there was a bit where a lot of the Nintendo store on the Switch 2 was just like games like that.
Wow.
People were like,
They're
"This is supposed to
changing
be
their
for my
strategy.
kid," you know, and they were like, "What is this? All of this?"
That's
gotta
why
bring in
the
money
Switch
somehow.
2 is the fastest selling
Fastest
console of all
selling.
time.
They
Oh my
heard
gosh.
about the titties.
Figured it out.
So the numbers come from June hardware sales reporting, and they sold 1.6 million units in June. And the apparently the previous best was PlayStation 4 with 1.1 million units in its launch month,
Wow.
November
Eh,
2013.
I'm kind of surprised to hear that. I wouldn't have guessed PS4.
Yeah, it's they probably had, I think Switch 2 and probably PlayStation 4 also had a bunch of stock available, which helps.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
your PlayStation 5 is not going to make it on that list for sure, just because they didn't have any.
Yeah, right. It was hard to get.
They couldn't make that many.
True. Weird.
Switch it is interesting because it is a different world in terms of handhelds now. And you would think demand would have gone down some because there's more options.
I think the issue, the market expanded so much, right? So many people wouldn't have, like, none of us really had handhelds. Like, I think some of us had Switches, but, you know, now so many people are interested in handhelds. And I think for a lot of people, if you think handheld gaming, you think Switch, you know, like, Sister doesn't know what a fucking Steam Deck is, but she has a Switch.
And the gaming market kind of boomed since then with COVID and whatnot. Between the Switch 1 and Switch 2.
Yeah.
So you are hitting a way bigger
Yeah, that got
audience.
a lot of people in the ecosystem. Right? Like Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
Such a big one during lockdown. It was like, I am bored. This game looks adorable. I'm going to buy the console and the game. Oh, they're making another one.
Huh.
Okay, I'll buy that maybe.
Lockdown's why Liz bought a Switch, and we started playing. I bought several games during lockdown to play with her.
It makes sense.
It is interesting because, like, I've bought every Nintendo console, and then this is the first time I've been like, I haven't felt the need to get the new one.
Wow.
And it's mostly because I have a Steam Deck.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's what I said every time people who knew I play games were like, "You gonna get the Switch too?" I was like, "No, I've got a Steam Deck. Just use that." I mean, I don't care about anything on the Nintendo consoles anymore, other than if they release a new Pokemon game that's not terrible, I might. But even then, it'd have to be pretty damn good to justify me buying a console for it.
Yeah.
That's not what they do anymore.
I know.
They don't do good Pokemon games, only bad.
Overrated, and we need to shut up about it.
If they'd have put out the follow-up to the last Mario, to Mario Odyssey, I might have picked one up.
I don't know. I
mean,
it looks fine.
Yeah,
it's just not enough to justify me buying a console, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think once a few more games come out, I'm sure I'll pick one.
Maybe.
You know,
Yeah.
once if Odyssey 2 comes out, Luigi's Mansion 4, if Metroid Prime 4 is a banger, coming to Switch. So
that's pretty much what I've done for the last several Nintendo consoles that I've purchased. Hey, you know, I'll buy it a couple years in after there's actually good games on the system.
Yeah.
Apparently,
that model would also help.
Apparently, the Donkey Kong game is the Odyssey team, so they're probably not doing a Mario for a good while.
A long while.
Yeah.
It does. It looks very Odyssey-esque. I've been watching some games on YouTube. Fun. I think I would love to play it. Like I said, I'm not spending $500 on it though.
Yeah. Right. Also, wanted to talk real quick about the weirdest announcement in video games I think I've ever seen. Splitgate 2 unlaunching.
Yeah.
That's
wild.
Whatever that
Back
even...
to beta.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I don't even... Conceptually, it doesn't even make any sense. Because what are you actually accomplishing other than pissing people off?
The only thing I can think of is... Let's think back to the games that have launched that we played them and then went, this fucking shouldn't have launched. It's shit. Like, they clearly rushed this. Now, imagine if they acknowledged it and said, hey, we rushed this. It's shit. Sorry. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to pull it back and work on it some more and then re-release it fixed up.
Sure. So Cyberpunk comes out. They're like, never mind.
Multiverses.
Sure.
Multiverses.
I'm not saying I agree with the decision, but I could see an argument for it.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of games have tried to do this, right? Like Anthem comes to mind. Like, okay, sorry guys, Anthem was shitty, but Anthem Next is really going to blow your socks off. And then they just canceled it.
Yeah.
I guess my confusion is every other game just goes, oh man, sorry, this is shit. Here, we'll work on patching it and fixing it up. But like they don't remove it; they just go, "Cool, it's still out there, and we'll be fixing it." Now that it's live.
I found Amazon's Crucible. You guys remember that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Vaguely.
That was like their
unlaunched.
first big launch. Really?
Yeah.
Did
I
it
knew I
relaunch?
remembered another one. No, well, they were supposed to. They ended up canceling it. So
has anything ever unlaunched and then relaunched successfully?
Yeah,
I can think of a lot that have failed.
Splitgate 2, I believe they've said they're explicitly going back to a beta.
So it's like
mode.
staying up.
Yeah,
But they're
I think it's staying
relabeling it.
available, but they're maybe changing the release schedule of things. It's a weird choice. It kind of feels like the same choice as him walking out with the hat on it.
Yeah.
It feels like it's a choice just made to like get some conversation bubbling around it.
Well, they were like, we understand you guys have a lot. I mean, I guess one of the bigger issues is people that actually do like Splitgate 1 were not happy with Splitgate 2 for a number of choices they made.
Yeah.
And they were like, all right, we see where we missed the mark. We're going to go back to beta. We're going to adjust things, focus on core systems that you guys care about from the first game, et cetera, et cetera. Along with this announcement, they also shut down the first game completely.
Absolutely wild.
Yeah.
Weird.
It's a weird choice to be like, hey, you guys like the first one better?
Well, it's gone.
Let's get rid of it, and we'll try to
Well,
make this one.
They're at least transparent in that it was making them $0 at all, and it was costing them 40 to 50K a month to keep up. And they're not like a huge studio, so I can see them just being like financially unable to stick to keeping it around, because they said that it's like a relatively small player base at this point. So
Yeah. It feels like they've made a series of bad decisions.
Speaking of bad decisions in games, let's talk about EA and Battlefield games, because man, there have been some bad decisions, certainly. But they're just like, let's keep rolling, keep chugging along. Battlefield 6, which comes right after 5, which comes after.
I did
one.
I did mostly put this on here just to talk about the name, because I thought it was funny. Because you've got like, it's like Battlefield 2 and 3, and then they went to 1, and then 5, or not 5, but V.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, V.
2042.
And then 2042, and then now 6.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like so many games do this. They're like Resident Evil, between 3 and 4, there was like 100 spin-off games, right? Grand Theft Auto. Grand Theft Auto 4 was like Hearts. The 10th one or something. Kingdom Hearts. Yeah.
You did indicate in the beginning of the cast they want 100 million people to play this game.
Yeah, that's the crazy thing to me.
What?
I mean,
absolutely
what do you mean
mind-boggling
by that?
That's like
that's just their goal.
Yeah, that's like their projections of like, we need 100 million people to play this for it to be successful. Like,
wow,
this is what we expect it to do.
Options then.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what the numbers are for the last Battlefield games, but that feels ambitious.
Ambitious?
It is for 2042, that's for sure.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Especially when the last one was kind of a shit show that everyone hated.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can tell that they are making an effort. They have gone back to including a full single-player campaign that wasn't included in 2042. They are releasing a sort of standalone version that's kind of like a battle royale, because they want to get into that market, kind of like a Warzone-y type thing.
Sure.
So they are working on expanding the offering of what Battlefield is supposed to be, but to ride the wave of 2042 into a fiery, explosive grave and then go, you know what? Battlefield 6, 100 million players, we got this, it's just
crazy.
Wild. It's a huge gamble.
They're going back to the modern era. They want to recapture like Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4, basically.
What surprises me the most is that they're not capitalizing on their biggest franchise, which is Need for Speed.
They should do a crossover, honestly.
And
just
throwing Life is Strange with that.
Yeah. Just all they're overrated.
I feel like they have so much stark example of what people don't want with the last entry that I actually am tentatively optimistic for how this could come out.
Right? They have like a template for all the bad, and so they're like, well, this gives us an outline of what to actually make. Maybe.
I feel like it's very rare that a company goes, okay, we want to make all of the money, and it leads to like a bunch of good decisions. I feel like that's usually how you get like Rush Battle Royale.
Incredibly expensive cosmetics.
Yeah, right. Like flop.
I know.
Think back to the 2042 launch when we had the trailer that showed that one move that the guy was famous for in the previous Battlefield, where he jumped out of the jet and he pulled out the rocket launcher and he shot the other jet while he was falling and managed to land back in his original. That was like, people were so freaking pumped. And then the game came out and it was like an absolute dumpster fire of a video game that everyone hated. I mean, just garbage. And they're like, oh yeah, it's confidence level very high. 100 million players are not successful. Why don't we aim low? You know?
Yeah,
I mean,
right. Get the magic back. Get people talking about Battlefield again.
Does anybody know
In a good
how
way.
V did on the numbers? Battlefield 5?
I think 5 was good. I think people liked 5.
Honestly, I mean, maybe I'm crazy. I feel like Battlefield was always a more niche audience than like a Call of Duty or like a Fortnite,
sure.
right?
Yeah.
It was more like military sim type guy. Frank, I feel like Frank would really like Battlefield.
30 minutes in and out.
He does.
Yeah, exactly.
It is definitely still pretty arcadey, but it is more of like you roll with a squad. The maps are a lot bigger. There's more like tactics involved.
It's like an approachable milsim, which does not exist. You know, I mean, like you try to go play. What's that game he always wanted to play? The 30 minutes in and out game. Arma?
Arma.
Yeah. That. No one ever has any idea what's going on in that game. Ever. I don't care how much time you played. You have no idea what's going on. This is at least like middle ground where you feel like you get the gunplay of Call of Duty, you get the movement of Call of Duty, but you also have the tactics of milsim. And I think it is a fun, really unique.
Like if you want to,
merge
you can
those
just
two
play
things.
it like Call of Duty. You can
You
just spawn in as
certainly
your
can.
dude and go shoot people, and you just respawn when you go down. And it's that loop. If you want to do that. Or you can get your squad with like your medic and your assault and your support guy, and you get a tank going, roll into an area, lock it down.
For what it's worth, Battlefield 5 sold 7.3 million units by the end of 2018. Just shy of 100 million.
I don't know
Yeah.
where the 100 million number comes from, because extremely successful games sell like 10 million copies.
This feels like something a CEO said, giving it zero thought. They were just like, how many players are you expecting? 100 million.
Yeah.
And then they went, what? Hang on, hold the phone.
There's like no games that have 100 million players.
Yeah, right.
almost.
That is an insane number.
I mean, I think like the highest player base of any game is League, right? And I feel like at one point they had like maybe 40 million people playing.
Wow.
I could be wrong with. I mean,
Fortnite's got to be.
You think Fortnite's number one?
Yeah, it's got to be number one.
You know what it is? It's FIFA. All these
most-
freaking
It's probably
It is-
some Chinese game.
According to this, it is PUBG.
Oh.
still PUBG.
In 2017, they had 1,100,000,000 players, according to this.
That's a lot of
There you
people.
go.
That is literally 1/7 of the world's population just
Yeah, like-
actively playing PUBG. That's
90%
bananas.
of them are from China.
It's still like 1 or 2 all the time on Steam.
That being said, this list
mostly
says
because of China.
Yeah, this list says ordered by their estimated player count, which includes downloads, registered accounts, video game subscription services, and/or monthly active users.
sure.
It is in order. Top 5 is PUBG, Pac-Man, Pokemon
What?
Go, Crossfire, and Dungeon Fighter Online.
Weird.
Minecraft is number 7, and then Among Us is 8.
Among Us.
Then Candy
on.
Crush Saga, and then Solitaire.
Among
Heck
Us
yeah.
would have been a good game for people to shut up about.
Yeah. No
Yeah.
kidding.
If we're talking about
Yeah.
games from years
God.
ago that people talked about.
That would have been a good one.
Maybe that'll be our new game. I just come up with a title and you guys have to build the list.
We build a list.
Make our own.
Do you think Battlefield 6 will be the first quintuple A game?
No.
Probably.
That was
I bet
there's
it'll
already
be like
out there.
sextuple game. That's
There's a
what the six is
quintuple
for.
game out there?
Oh yeah.
Probably. Okay. Probably Skull and Bones at this point.
It's just grown so
They
big
probably
that
added onto it,
it
yeah.
outgrew quadruple A.
Do
Crazy.
we know, is it launching $80? Do we know?
We don't know anything about launch. The one thing I'll say is like very early on they started recruiting people to do like alpha testing and stuff in very limited numbers. So I feel like they're pushing hard for feedback to make sure this is what people actually want.
Yeah, they could use it.
Yeah, they're gonna be like, yeah, right. Okay. We're gonna listen to that. We're gonna put that in a box. We're not gonna use it.
We'll have
They're
an
showing
intern
off.
go through that box later.
They're showing off multiplayer next week, so we'll see what that looks like.
Okay.
Apparently there's a URL in it looks like in the trailer you can follow that takes you to a page on Battlefield 6's Standard Edition, and on the page there's a disclaimer that says this promotional offer expires on October 10th, 2025. Code expires October 10th, 2027. So
it's coming out October 10th?
Who knows, man? Who knows?
Weird.
It may have been an accidental, they accidentally left that in there and didn't scrape it out.
That's pretty soon.
Redacted.
If that's the case.
Yeah. That'd be pretty bananas. But, considering how, well fleshed out 2042 was, I'm sure they'll have no problem with it.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
So $80 games. Speaking of $80 games, Outer Worlds 2, of course, was previously announced to be the first. I think it was the first $80 game.
First Microsoft $80.
First
from Microsoft.
First Microsoft $80 game. Yes.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
They just announced, I think earlier today, that they're scaling it back to 70. 70? Yeah, 70.
70.
Which is a wild thing to do, I think. It's crazy to me that they thought they could get away with it, but they weren't confident enough to stick to it.
Yeah.
Just that they backed down so fast.
They did get a lot of backlash.
This
is the marketing ploy, right? They're like,
Oh,
we're
sure.
selling it for $80. Oh, you guys don't like that? Okay, we'll throw you a bone.
It's 70, yeah, and now
Are you
everyone's
saying-
like, oh, 70, what a good price.
This is the going out of business sale situation where a store is permanently going out of business and just constantly
Maybe.
has things on sale for you.
This is the Sonic movie marketing. You show
Oh,
a
sure.
ridiculous looking Sonic. Everybody's like, that's crazy. Why would you do that? And they're like, all right, we'll fix it. Is that better? And they're like, oh, it's the best movie. Thank you.
Now we love them because they listened.
Yeah.
I mean, that could be.
Maybe.
I've heard worse marketing tactics.
Does this make anybody change anybody's mind about whether or not they're going to get this game?
I was never going to buy it for full price.
Yeah, there's
No matter what
almost no way. It's coming to Game Pass.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Like the actual box price borderline doesn't matter.
That's the real reason I'm weirded out by this decision, because I thought they intended to have almost nobody buy it at $80.
Yeah.
And
Push
buy
everyone to Game Pass.
instead. Yeah.
I mean, I will say, at this price point, if it turns out to be amazing, right? It comes out and everyone raves about it. There's a decent chance I buy it instead of playing on Game Pass. Like if it's that good, right? This kind of game is the kind of thing that I might play once or twice, or just play very slowly over a long period of time.
Sure.
Whereas if it's on Game Pass, I'm just gonna devour it in a month,
The first game released at $40, right? Am I remembering that right?
Did it?
I think it's 40. Yeah, but it was a shorter game, right? It's only
Yeah.
18, 20 hours, something like that.
It's pretty short as far as games like that go.
Yeah.
But I mean, even still, I've bought games at full price that were only 18 hours,
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. Yep. That is strange for them to walk it back. Well, whatever.
Hey,
This says it was 60.
Wow. The original one was 60, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
In this article about how they reduced the price on the new one, they say the original was 60 in 2019.
Last but not least, in video game world, I do want to talk about this because I don't think we talked about last podcast, but the Stop Killing Games movement, which is the sort of consumer movement trying to stop publishers from deleting video games that they've already sold to customers, has become a bigger and bigger problem, obviously. But there's some, drama around it. Ben, feel free. Fill us in. What's going on over there?
This is one where, and I'm going to need other people to chime in too, because I don't have an article or
this is the
something
one
specific.
where you just put a category up here and you're like, no, I'll just put it in here, Aaron, I'll introduce it, and then I'll have...
we could talk about it. But no, so Stop Killing Games, the concept of it, because if we haven't talked about it, I'll introduce it. Concept of it is a big movement that's like, hey, listen, we don't want, when you guys have games that we've paid for or we really like, we don't want you to just shut the servers down and then they're just gone forever. And we have immediately hit a point of controversy, which is the companies who own the games are like, hey, no, because we shouldn't be legally obligated to spend a bunch of money to keep these games running if they're not making us money and they're not worth it. And then all of the people in the Stop Running Games movement are like, hey, that's not what we said. If you just if you're going to shut a game down permanently, just give us the source code or something so that way we can run our private servers or just give us an option. Like, we're not saying
Mhm.
you have to run it. Like, you shouldn't be obligated to spend money to keep a game running, but we do want you to be obligated to give us an option for
Right.
continuing to play it. And that, my understanding, is the biggest controversy point in this movement right now, because everything I've seen about it, them saying we just want some way to play it, and then all the corporations are just like, we're not paying more money to keep these games running, and everybody's like, that's not what we said. They're like, we're not going to pay money to keep the games running. That being said, I will not profess to be an expert on the movement, but there's been a lot of that going on over in Europe, in the EU. I know there's lots and lots of people who have signed, petitions for this. They've even got some politicians backing it. I think, as capital G gamers, we are probably all feeling mostly on the side of the, hey, why don't you provide some way to keep the games running? But yeah, that's just a lot going on right now with that.
I will say, of all places for that movement to start, the EU's probably a great spot. They take into great consideration the consumer on everything. I mean, it is the reason that the iPhone has a USB-C port at this point. It is the reason that there are, the right to fix things at this point yourself. Yeah. You don't have to take it into a manufacturer to get things fixed. I think, obviously, we love the games that we play, and we would love to continue playing them. And when we have an inability to do so just because a studio decides to stop supporting it, or a publisher decides to stop supporting it, it certainly gets frustrating.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to think of the name of the game that we
Nosgoth.
Nosgoth. There it is.
Don't say its name.
Nosgoth.
But that's what I think of every time.
I read that.
Every year.
Actually, earlier I was like, Splitgate 1 shutting down. I was curious if they have a way to do private servers or not. I'm guessing not.
Probably not.
I mean, I don't know if you guys remember the game that I think kind of kicked off this whole movement was The Crew, which was like a largely single-player game that they just shut down. They said, nope, you can't play The Crew anymore because we're shutting down the servers. And it's like, why were there servers? Why can't I just play it offline? It's like, because that's not how we built it. Anyways, you can't play The Crew anymore.
Anyways.
Yeah, right.
God. That's even worse. Just a single-player game.
The always online stuff for single-player games is getting out of hand.
Yes.
Man.
Yeah, just I don't know, man. Caleb, maybe you can speak to this because you make games. You do it so easily.
Yeah.
But how hard could it be? I would imagine you are running the servers. You know how the server runs. You just be like, here, you guys have this. We're not using it anymore. Bye-bye. And then you shut off the servers. Then it's like someone out there can figure out how to do it, right? Like even if it doesn't make monetary sense, someone would have to go way in the red to do it. At least there's like the possibility of like just running a local server and you and your friends can still play that game you love.
Yeah, I mean, somebody would immediately figure it out. Somebody who likes that game would immediately figure out how to set up their own private server.
That's the
Given
thing, right?
even a tiny amount of information about how to do it.
It's a big world out there. People are very good at doing stuff like this. Like, I feel like if you give them the tools to do it, someone will figure out a way to make it happen.
Yeah. For sure.
Unfortunate. Well, I guess, we can hope the movement keeps making some positive gains, and eventually, the good news is it's not like that player base in the EU and the UK are small for a lot of these video game companies, these publishers. Ubisoft is based in France.
Yeah.
So,
at
some point, hopefully we will see some movement to broaden to broaden this a little bit.
Do we also want to talk at all? I don't know. I haven't been following the drama too much, but Pirate Software, like this kind of fairly big YouTuber / game developer, has kind of become like the villain of the Stop Killing Games movement. He basically came out very critical of the movement, saying that like it didn't make sense and that it would cost developers like all this money. And he sort of refused to back down at all.
Supposedly,
originally
he was all for it, and then people had brought up some questions because He's working on, I think, a live service game. And so suddenly he's all against it. I think because of the live service game he's making.
It's not a good look.
Yeah. I believe that's part of it.
He's also just historically somebody, like if you've watched like the dramas he's been involved in, he never backs down from anything. Like he's never wrong in his eyes.
Smartest guy in the room, certainly.
Yeah. So like even with this scenario where he realized, like you can see in some of his comments that he realized that he is in the wrong. He's like, no, you guys are like, I'm not going to back down because you guys are like, you're attacking me now. It's like, all right.
You're not
buddy.
saying that with a deep enough voice.
I need longer hair that looks half mullet, half.
His deep voice. There's controversy around his voice even.
Like he has some sort of deep voice modulator turned on
Or he
to lower his octave.
He lowers his voice on purpose. There's videos of him in the past with a much different sounding voice, and he claims he went through second puberty at like 30.
Hey man, dude.
Same, bro.
That's
Same.
a really weird decision to choose that.
Yeah.
Thing to say
As
out
You're
your
just
loud.
doubling
excuse.
down, man.
There's so many excuses you could use.
He's
that
never
are not
wrong
that.
though, dude.
That is actually a really good example of Chad's point. He's never wrong. That is it.
He has,
that's really funny.
There's another YouTuber / streamer, healthygamer.gg. He's like an actual licensed therapist, and he talks to streamers and like usually it's like 2-hour conversations with like random streamers, and they're very interesting, getting into like the mental health side of like being an online personality. But he has one with Pirate Software, and it gets so weird. Like he starts talking about like basically like people say that he's never wrong, and like he's not like trying to be he's not trying to talk like that, but then the dude's like, yo, you're doing it right now and you're not even realizing it, like and he's like, no, I'm not, like basically like he's like refutes like the licensed therapist. He's like,
That's
no,
hilarious.
it's
So
crazy.
Wow.
This is kind of neither here nor there. Something I hadn't realized, he made this game called Heartbound. Technically, he's still making it. It went out into early access in 2018, and I kind of assumed it had just come out and I hadn't heard anything about it. It still is not out. It's in early access still. It's like a single-player Undertale-esque. Okay, I guess I've not played it. I don't know if it's Undertale-esque. It looks like
It
Undertale.
looks like it, yeah.
I'm gonna be honest, it sounded Undertale-esque just from the name.
From the name,
Heartbound.
right?
Yeah.
I don't know if it is exactly like that, but it certainly sounds like it, and it is sitting at an overwhelmingly negative right now. Which is
boy.
a little funny.
He still does like dev streams on it and works on code, and since he's come under fire from all this, like developers have gone and done code reviews on his stuff, and they're like, why would you ever show like this code publicly, because it's horrible. Like you should
really
be ashamed.
I mean, like, obviously he's just getting dogpiled, but it's
Yeah.
a little bit funny when someone who's just, I mean, right or wrong, he's kind of being an asshole.
Like, dude could have just came out and be like, yeah, I'm sorry, I misunderstood
look.
the movement.
Mhm.
Like, I totally like, devs shouldn't have
Right.
to pay money, and like, I get where you guys are coming from. Boom, done. Oh,
Yeah,
can't
right.
do that though.
No way.
Mhm.
I've always felt like
God
weird
forbid.
about him. Like people generally liked him before all this started, and I always felt like something was weird with him.
Like just a strange
off.
vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now this all has happened, I'm like, man,
I knew it.
I feel validated.
Fucking knew it. What an asshole.
He used to work for did he work for Bethesda, right?
Blizzard.
Blizzard.
I think
Blizzard.
Famously
He-
worked
he-
for Blizzard.
His photo regularly comes up on There Was an Attempt, and the subtitle is always to not talk about working at Blizzard.
Oh yeah.
Because
So-
that's how he starts every one of his like technical comments. He's like, "When I worked at Blizzard, blah, blah, blah," and he'll like do his little sketch, and he's like, "We did this
Yeah.
way. If you do it this way."
There's a really funny compilation going around that starts with him being like somebody slamming him in the comments about how he always talks about Blizzard. He's like, I literally never talk about it. And then there's just like tons of clips that follow of him talking about it.
Oh man,
So funny.
What were you gonna say, Chad?
Was it confirmed what his job was at Blizzard? Because a lot of people thought he was a developer, and I think he was literally just.
I think,
Go ahead.
wasn't he QA?
Yeah, I was about to say. I think he was QA.
Really?
And
Yeah.
then I think he eventually was on like red team, like network ops.
Yeah, so
Like,
he's
to be-
never actually like a developer.
Yeah, like to be clear, there's nothing wrong with QA, but you can't say you worked at Blizzard and give coding advice
Yeah.
when you were QA. Like
Right?
they're different jobs. That's wild.
He's also like his dad is
Yeah,
very famously Blizzard and one of the big boys at Blizzard.
he's Mr.
And
Blizzard.
He calls himself the first second generation Blizzard employee, which is like a really fun way to say he's like a nepotism.
nepo
Maybe,
baby.
maybe.
Yeah. Really good, man.
Cell phone.
Oh god.
Let's talk about something weird in tabletop. Starfinder 2e has decided to do a crossover with Warframe.
Huh.
Yeah. I thought this was fun. I wanted to bring it up. They're doing a like a one shot basically that is in the Warframe setting with pre-gen characters and stuff. I think it just came out of like somebody is friends with somebody at Digital Extremes that works at Paizo, and they play Warframe together, and also a group of people at Paizo have run Rise of the Rune Lords, and so they like Pathfinder, and they were like at Gen Con, they're like, we should like do a thing together. And
That's kind of heartwarming. I like that.
It's great.
Because I was just thinking, I was like, the fan base doesn't. I feel like there's no overlap, but
Oh,
they're just like,
there's
but-
definitely some overlap there.
I mean, obviously there's some, but like,
Alex sent this to me, and he brought up a really good point. He's like, this would be really cool if this was Destiny. Because I don't know anything about the Warframe universe, but the Destiny universe, I know a ton of lore. And if you think about it, we have all of these things that have crossover skins, cosmetics, even some like story tidbits here and there that are between like crossovers between games. I think that'd be really neat to have just like a reskin of some classes that make it feel or play a little bit more like something from a different universe, even if it's just minor adjustments. I mean, you can't go wrong. It's not like you're not going to turn people away. People who are already playing Starfinder are going to play Starfinder. People who don't and are like, wait, I've never heard of this, but I love Warframe. I'm going to go try it. That sounds really cool.
Yeah.
I think that's really neat.
That's a really smart idea.
I think TUI's out soon.
Yeah, August.
Or I think they've shipped physical copies, and they said PDFs will release on the 31st.
okay, so we have like a week to finish our 2e campaign.
You got a
Ready
week
to
finish
roll?
Crown and Conquest.
It should be
The
easy. I mean, now
longest
that
Pathfinder adventure path.
honestly, now that one of the players is a werewolf, this is easy. We're in one session.
TPK,
territory,
baby.
boys.
True.
Okay, all right, everyone, you wake up and you've all died, eaten by werewolves.
Well,
Great.
Yeah, it's time to go to space.
Two quick things in film. I did want to get just some early thoughts. Is everybody going to watch some Fantastic Four this weekend? I know
this weekend.
Well, not this weekend.
Yeah,
Sorry,
this Tuesday
not this
comes the
weekend.
weekend.
between now and the next podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Not Ben. You know, not Ben.
Not Ben.
Yeah.
Of course
Ben
not
doesn't
Ben.
watch movies.
Ben
Shut
doesn't
up
watch
about
movies.
it.
Or
Yeah,
TV
Ben
shows.
wishes people would shut up.
Shut
I
up
saw
about movies.
Really, films are boring. I don't get it. It's dumb.
All movies are overrated. Everybody should shut up.
All
about
of them.
Top
Really,
10
they-
movies
shut the
that are
fuck up.
overrated, and everybody should shut up about all movies.
All of them.
I
That's
really
number
just,
one.
all movies.
I've been thinking about this a lot. Marvel has had like some major ups and downs since
Yeah.
Endgame came out.
Mhm.
We've had some absolute flops. We've had some pretty good movies, but I mean, we've had a couple good TV shows, but no real bangers. I think
Yeah.
the Thunderbolts was pretty good. I was pretty happy with that movie. I think they kind of went back to their roots and really played off of the characters and let them lead. I am intrigued by this cast and this story and what they're attempting to do on a third reboot, fourth, if you consider that weird kind of ish Fantastic Four that came out in the like
Fan-four-stick.
early
Yeah.
90s.
Oh, not Fan. You're counting Fan Four Stick already.
Yeah. Do you guys think this is the make or break movie for them? That's really what I've been thinking about.
For Fantastic Four.
No, for Marvel.
For Marvel.
Oh.
I mean, they're so big. They're not going to break.
Yeah. No.
Sorry, not make or break is a bad way to put it. Do you think this is the thing that either solidifies
it's not.
that
Well, the thing's in it.
Do you think this is what solidifies to the fan base that they are moving in the right direction, or is this going to be? Does it matter?
I speaking only for myself, I've basically not watched a Marvel movie in ages, right? Like I've watched a few here and there since Endgame, but not like I used to.
Right.
This is the first one that I've heard about, and I've been like, oh, I might actually be interested in like going to see that. That might be enough to get me interested again.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's going to depend on how it is. If it sucks, then I personally am probably just not gonna watch Marvel for a while. You know,
it does seem like it kind of is like the moment, right?
Man, I feel like since it is Fantastic Four, and since we know historically what Fantastic Four has netted us, I don't think this will be it. I think it needs to be like the next Avengers to see how good that is, and then be like, okay, that one was like Infinity. What is it? Justice League. It was bad. Like this is now what DC used to be.
Yeah, I don't know that it particularly matters for this movie how well they're so back and forth on movies being terrible or really good or just mediocre. They're just all over the place. So I don't know that it really is going to have a huge impact.
Okay,
are you
personally at least?
Are you going to bring up at all the interview that just happened?
Go for it.
Kevin Feige's talking about the future of Marvel, basically after Superman and the impact of what it's had on an industry and such. He's kind of said that Secret Wars is going to serve as like a reset for MCU, and that's in 2027. And like, there's going to be recasted actors stepping into legacy roles, like Iron Man and stuff. Like
that I do not like.
I thought he was going to be Doctor Doom.
They also talked about how basically it's like 12-ish years that they spent building up the Infinity War saga, and they produced like 50 hours of content basically. Yeah. And post that, building up this next saga, it's been like half the time, and they've produced like 100 hours of content.
Jeez.
Ooh, I mean, I believe that, yeah.
I mean, when you do 5 TV shows, whatever, of course, it's going to be a lot more content.
So he talked about how people have this idea of like superhero fatigue, and he doesn't think that's true. He thinks that they have shifted the supply and demand curve by having too much supply.
Too much supply. I mean, I agree. Part of the reason I fell off Marvel is it just became, I don't really know what that is, and I'm kind of like on the fence anyways, and once you miss one, it's like, well, I'm out now.
Right.
And all the shows
10
are just
I would need to
so
watch
much to keep up with.
Oh, dude.
And because I feel like the other thing is, right, as they pumped out more, the quality became a lot more unpredictable, right? Like, Eternals is just like, nobody liked Eternals, or Ant-Man Quantumania, like, just wild shit. And then obviously they got screwed with, why can't I think of that guy's name?
Jonathan, what's his name?
Yeah. Yes.
Jonathan Majors.
Majors, thank you. That obviously threw a bunch of shit into chaos.
Yeah, I mean, he said Fantastic Four is going to be a no homework required movie. Like, you don't have to have seen anything before this.
I would hope so. It takes place like years before most anything else that happened in MCU.
Yeah.
Yeah. So talked about after the reset, they'll do a lot more with X-Men. I think is what he was saying.
I mean, it's
and X-Men
a
characters.
good call. Characters everyone knows who you can have a fresh face without being like, hey, you replaced Chris Evans.
Yeah, that one I'm okay with them pulling over and replacing those actors, because that's completely part of a different production company. I
mean, the issue is they're like, so what? This means they just can't use Captain America and Iron Man anymore. Like, you gotta kinda. It's comic books,
Listen, man.
You just multiverse it, man. They've already done it. Multiverse it, you got different characters now.
No one wants the multiverse.
Honestly, I would welcome a full reset at this point. Just like clean slate, build up to a new big bad, get some fresh faces in here. Because all the multiverse stuff, I feel like has kind of just run its course. Like, obviously, it was hot for like a hot minute, but
I'm not saying you make movies about. I'm saying this is a
sure
story happening in one of the multiverses.
Right,
It's all
there's
different characters doing different stuff.
Your Captain America is still retired over here, but here's a different one.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could do that.
Yeah, I guess because Marvel's kind of unique in that all of the content they've ever made for it exists in the continuity, just in alternate universes that exist alongside of each other.
Yeah.
Absolutely wild.
So they would have to just name it like, this is Earth 892.
The original hand wavers right there. Oh no, that's a different universe.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Okay, well, I just wanted to check temperatures. I'm excited about this film, and I just think there's a lot of excitement in general. I think, even from people who don't watch Marvel films, I don't know if it's because of the actors that they picked. I mean, people love Pedro Pascal right now. They'll go anything that man is in. People will go watch.
I do think it's being marketed a lot more than the recent Marvel movies.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, maybe that speaks to like a confidence.
Yeah, maybe.
One interesting factoid, I was a little upset with Alex because he's become our theater movie ticket buyer, and he did not take advantage of the opportunity to buy the first day tickets to Fantastic Four, because we could have gotten a 7-inch vinyl that has the original Fantastic Four song on it. You know, the one they play in the trailer where it's like, Fantastic Four? That they have a vinyl for that. It's just like a single.
And now you can't have it.
Can't have it.
Fucking guy.
You'd be playing that on your record player all the time,
dude,
if you had it.
Yeah, 100%.
What a crazy theme to have in your movie. They should do that for every Marvel movie going on. They just have the name of the character being sung in the music.
They should just do a little needle drop every time a character comes on screen with their theme song. Just like a short 10-second snippet.
If you think about it, they kind of did that in the very beginning with Iron Man. One of the reasons people fell in love with that is because they used Iron Man, the song.
He had a pre-built-in theme.
Yes, it was excellent, and people freaking loved it.
That was good.
Yeah. Okay, on the other thing in film-related world, we should talk about the new Mass Effect TV show that is. I think is this an Amazon series? Correct me if I'm wrong. I believe it's an Amazon series. I do know that they have the same production team as Fallout, which very exciting because that show was very well executed.
Yeah.
When you throw Mass Effect TV show out, all I can think of is the Halo series. So, I'm not excited.
Some people freaking love the Halo series.
Do they?
Yes, I do
Who
not
are
know.
those people?
A weird subset of people, I guess.
People who are happy that 343
Amazon.
Industries changed their name to the Halo Studio.
Man.
Is it people who never played the games?
No.
My parents being like, "What? It's pretty good."
People who don't realize that Master Chief was supposed to symbolize all of us, and the mask was never supposed to come off.
Never.
They're also
And
doing
then
an
it's just
Assassin's
some
Creed
dude
live action series.
Okay.
They did that once already.
with Jake
They did a
Gyllenhaal.
movie.
Yeah, they should have a movie.
Dude, Michael Fassbender's best works.
Jake Gyllenhaal was Prince of Persia.
That's true.
Dude, that's an actual phenomenal film.
I don't know that I'd call it phenomenal.
It's
but I enjoyed
phenomenal.
watching
I don't know
Sam
about
film.
phenomenal.
Get out of here, guys.
I do hope the Assassin's Creed series maintains that there's a big robotic arm that whips you around a room. That's how you simulate that you're in the past.
So funny. The only thing I wanted to say about this Mass Effect TV series is that the writer they picked up is from Fast and Furious 9.
Yes.
Wow.
Let's go.
What else have
Sorry,
they done?
is that what it was called?
What was it even called?
If
Fast
you tell me it's
F9?
called that, I'll be amazed.
It was just called 9, wasn't it? Fast 9?
Fast
Probably
9?
Fast 9, yeah.
It's just F9.
F9, that's right.
F9.
F9.
It was just F9.
The Fast Saga.
Wait, is that the subtitle?
Yeah, dude.
For
On some,
F9?
on some posters and some places they
It's
list
on
it.
IMDb too. F9 : The Fast Saga.
The Fast Saga, dude.
That's horrible.
It's so funny. Oh God.
So this guy, what's his name? Daniel Casey was one of the screenplay writers for F9, but he also did rewrites for 10 Cloverfield Lane. So weird combination of things to do screenplay adaptation for, but maybe it depends on which side of that like personality type he decides to really lean into when he goes to write this screenplay and work on it.
Which rewrites in 10 Cloverfield Lane? Was it the part that shoehorned in the Cloverfield stuff that nobody liked?
Don't know which rewrites it was.
Just looking at his IMDb, he's done basically nothing.
Okay.
So that's good.
Good luck,
You
man.
know? The stuff he has done, not rated super high.
I can't say I want the Mass Effect TV show to be like Fast or F9.
That makes one of us. Dude, okay, this is a deep cut, but they should make... So in Mass Effect, there are these, like, really tall aliens who basically look like chewing gum on, like, toothpicks. And there's one of them who stars in a show called Blasto. And he's, like, a badass action hero. That should be the Mass Effect TV show.
Oh my gosh.
Blasto.
The one of the EPs on that they hired for the show also has produced... I'll just read this. He has previously produced adaptations of games for Borderlands.
Oh no.
He worked on that.
Uh-oh.
Uncharted.
Start.
He worked on that.
It was okay.
And Ghost in the Shell.
That was terrible.
He also did. He worked as an EP on Nick Cage's Ghost Rider. So I mean that absolute peak right there.
At least
Not
it
looking
wasn't
good.
Writing
jujitsu.
this off.
Good.
Who knows, guys? I mean, it's Amazon Studios. There's been some good stuff come out of there.
Yeah, man, Fallout was great.
You say, yeah, production company from Fallout. It's like, oh, hopes up, and then you list like 8 other things that are like, oof, man, hopes way down.
I just gotta keep us grounded, you know. Can't get us too excited. Okay, you know what it's time for?
V-Gig. Oh.
It's V-Gig. It's V-Gig.
It's V-Gig time.
We're playing
doing
round
it
3 and
again.
4. You guys
Let's
ready?
fucking go.
Let's talk about some games. First and foremost, we should probably talk about how Alex, Chad, and I played, I don't even know how many hours of Destiny over the past week. 100,
Quite a bit.
150. I think Chad, you got to be close to 150, right?
I was talking to Derek, and he was like, heard you played 150 hours of Destiny. I looked at my recently played games. I'll list a couple there. There's like Marvel Rivals, Destiny. I'm like, well, I know which one it actually is counting up. Yeah, 149.
Okay.
I didn't take off work though, so you know.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I did too. I want to bring this up because I think this is a pretty big moment for Bungie and the Destiny universe, because obviously we're starting a new arc. The Light and Dark saga is over. This is a new saga. It's a new gameplay director. Yeah, the train saga. New director, and just like a kind of a new, fresh approach for Bungie in the Destiny universe. I would say. They've made a lot of changes to armor, weapons, the story mechanics. There are new things you get to experience in this campaign that have never been in Destiny before. And the reason we played so much Destiny is, of course, they released the new raid, the Desert Perpetual, which we lovingly call DP, over the weekend, and we played contest mode on Saturday, which was something.
Yeah. So Saturday starts off, and you know we're feeling fresh and great. We've already prepped. I have 3 or 4 different builds on my Hunter, 3 or 4 different builds on my Titan. Like, I'm ready to go. You know, we get into the first room, and we're like, immediately like, oh, these enemies are fine. Like they're falling over. Like, it's fine. Like, it's whatever. Like, it's not even that big a deal. Get into the first boss. It took us around like 46 hours to figure out how to beat it, and then proceeded for the next 6 hours to attempt to get to a damage phase.
Woof.
Yep, there's only been around 2,000 people that have claimed the raid race emblem.
Jesus.
By far the lowest of any raid.
Yeah.
So, Swift, I browsed on, well, before I even say that, there was a whole controversy that they had where initially they were saying, hey, we're going to release normal mode as soon as the World First happens. So the World First happened Saturday night into Sunday morning, and normal mode opened up. We got the crew together again, went back in. And it took us a good 1 to 2, maybe 3, pushing it to 3 hours to get to a damage phase on the first boss in normal mode. So sifting through Twitter a little bit, I start to get the sense, and the large community does with testing and stuff like that, Bungie has messed up the power deltas. Now this is still alleged. They haven't fully come out and said it, but in some of their twabs they've kind of hinted at it, that they're like, yeah, we're investigating this. But in historic moments of contest raids, the enemies had swords next to their name, not skulls. And in this one, they had skulls. So yeah, we think that we actually played, when we played normal, we think we're playing contest mode, like what contest mode should have been. Looking into emblems and how many people have them, the first 48 hours of Vespers has like 0.4% of people got it. Normal mode of DP, there's like 0.1. I was like, holy crap, dude.
Yeah.
Phenomenal raid.
And we actually did it on normal. Insane difficulty. It's crazy that normal mode was that hard.
we I called Derek on Monday after he found out that we'd been playing Destiny, and he's like, why didn't you tell me? I would have played the raid with you. I was like, Derek, you would have been miserable. Absolute. I was like, there is no laying pipe in this raid.
No.
Like, you do not lay pipe. You struggle to survive. You're constantly required to do some sort of mechanic because they do not leave people alone in this raid. And on top of that, this raid is like, it's like a pantheon. It is 4 damage check bosses that you have to pass to beat the raid.
It's like when we did King's Fall and we got stuck because there was a damage check boss, except for every boss is that guy.
Crazy.
That does sound miserable.
That is all the 4 encounters.
There's only one encounter that has a slight DPS only person, or a add clear only person. But then the damage phase happens. No longer just damage. Like, they need to do something. Like, it's everybody has to do a mechanic. It's really, really cool though, because something that the community at large kind of figured out within the initial, 4 to 5 minutes of the raid starting, it's not linear. You can choose where to go, which boss to do first, except for the final boss. The final boss is saved for after you beat all 3, first bosses. And so, essentially, this raid race was won based on who scouted the best. So, who basically was able to browse streams, get the information required to go to the next encounter, and then they could just execute it because now they know. Instead of it being like, all right, we got up to Verity, now we have to figure out Verity. First team that breaks through Verity, okay, now the rest are going to follow it, but that team now has a head start on Witness. That's not at all what this one was. It was basically like super tight.
It was still a pretty long raid race. It was like 15 hours something.
It's the 3rd longest in the history of Destiny.
But that's on top of all of the information needed for the race to be finished was out in like the first 6 hours because different teams were on different encounters from the start.
I like the idea of making it open like that. That's always something I thought Leviathan should have been, where you just get to pick which one you want to go in, which room you want to do.
Leviathan rotated weekly, right?
Yeah.
I read that recently. I forgot about that aspect of it.
What's super cool about this one is after you've beaten it, you can walk in, start the last boss.
Oh.
Yeah, they add the last boss as one of the options after you beat it once.
Huh.
You can also just enter the raid and access the kiosk to do like chest stuff in there.
That's
without
nice.
doing anything.
That should probably just be at the beginning of raids anyway.
Yeah. I will say from a mechanic standpoint, I think they did a really good job. This raid is very tight. Like I said, nobody's just standing around doing nothing. I think the only time I really felt like people were just ad clearing and not really paying attention was actually during the first phase of the last boss.
Yeah.
And not even entirely, because they still have a task they have to accomplish.
Mm-hmm.
But people are just like, you have to be engaged. You really have to be communicating with your team. And I think the mechanics, a lot of them were very unique and fresh and new and interesting. I think some interesting takes on it are, one, they did not include any of the new mechanics that they added to the new game, like the new expansion. None of the new mechanics in the new expansion are in the new game or in the new raid, which is weird.
I went and looked at discussions after that. We did the raid about that, and somebody brought up the fact that any of the unique stuff that they add to expansions is never in the raid.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like in the
really?
past. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
They just never
Well,
do that for some reason. I don't know why.
Maybe it's not
Yeah, like I mean, you think about like
play tested enough.
the final shape and like what's the unique thing that they put in there? Prismatic shields. You don't really have to like have prismatic to break any shields throughout Salvation's Edge.
True. It was interesting. I think the final boss reveal is probably the most unique boss reveal
So
of
freaking cool.
any Destiny thing I've ever done. And the boss fight is really cool, but incredibly complex.
It rivals Last Wish for me. I think it might be my favorite raid. I don't know. But also, I really loved like how intense it was and how on point you had to be.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. It was a lot of fun.
The normal mode, I think, was like the perfect amount of pushing us to the limit.
Yeah. Yeah, contest mode, legitimately, you could not clear that without doing several loadout swaps. And I've listed it multiple times in different group chats, but even on normal mode, I had my ad clear build that I started with. As we approached going into damage phase, I was switched to my damage phase build. Then the phase of damage is so long that you would run out of ammo, so then you have a low ammo damage phase build. So just like a gun that does damage that's infinite ammo. Or there's like a specific setup to where you switch your middle slot to where you had a special gun there, but now it's your Lord of Wolves shotgun instead of like a trace rifle or something. So now you have the extra reserve there. So then you switch to that. After you get out of damage phase, you go to your ammo pickup, like in generation ad clear. Then you switch back to your general ad clear, but then you have a pair of boots that has scavengers on it. So every once in a while you see a brick on the ground, you open your inventory, you toss on those boots, walk over, put your boots again, so you can just get the ammo back. And it's like,
all right, even if you're not doing as much as Chad, the final boss required most of our team to learn how to loadout swap so that we could do enough damage to finish it.
Yep.
It was crazy.
It was nuts. It was absolutely nuts. There were teams in contest mode. What's the helmet that generates orbs when you cast a super?
Or
is it Epitaph?
You have to like tag with
You're talking about that. That's the ammo gen one.
No, it's not the ammo gen one. The one that drops orbs on super activation.
I don't know what that is.
It's for Thunder Crash. Titans were using it on the helmet. They would cast Thunder Crash. They would generate a lot of orbs, and then mid-flight, they would, like mid Thunder Crash flight, they would go in and swap to Curus of the Falling Star, so they would deal more damage on impact. That's the level of loadout swapping these teams were doing during contest mode. So much so that we were watching a stream at one point, and then everybody pulled out Rat King, like the freaking sidearm, to start
Actual
shooting.
Rat King strats.
They
Sigid
ran
Rat
out
Pack.
of everything else. Yeah.
There's a whole controversy right now in the community. Basically, like all the streamers and all like the people that you would think that would cleared it. It's like the 0.00, I think 3% or something like that actually cleared. They're like, oh, this difficulty was fine. Like I like being tested this way, and that's what contest mode is supposed to be. It's supposed to be the best of the best. And I'm sitting here like, I thought contest mode just meant who gets world first. Not none of the rest of the community can clear it. It's just who can get world first. Like, it's a difficulty that's still doable to the average person. Sure, it might like be very challenging for them, and it requires them, like Alex just said, to learn a loadout swap. Like not the loadout swap on my end, but like I don't know, going from Speaker Sight to Sanguine or something. Like it's something simple like that, or just going from Thunderlord to Lord of Wolves, like that swap. It should still be doable though to not everybody, but still a greater.
Even if it was like tuned to the top 1%.
Sure.
instead of like 0.00 whatever, you know.
Yeah, which
That would be more acceptable, I think.
What
Go ahead,
really
Aaron.
what really showed me how difficult this raid was when we tuned in on Sunday, like Sunday afternoon, to watch some of these streamers like Cross, and some of those other guys, and they look just defeated. Like they got bags under their eyes. They've maybe slept like 2 or 3 hours. They're just on the same exact encounter that they've been banging their head against the wall for the past 12 hours. And it's one single mistake, like one tiny, tiny little mistake.
Yeah.
And it's a wipe, and they restart, and it'll be 30 minutes before they get back to that point at which they were before. So it's like this really long loop, exhausting loop, and you can see all of them. They just are dead, man.
It took us. We probably, if we started popping supers again and stuff like that, we probably could have gotten back to a damage phase. But it took us like 6 or 7 hours to get to a single damage phase, mostly because we were doing it blind. These guys weren't, and they still were struggling to get to damage phases. And then when they got to damage phases, being perfect in the damage phase.
Yep.
So it's like, I actually, so there's a swab that came out, and they essentially said the gist of it is they're going to look into the difficulty. So I have 2 thoughts, because they're coming out with an epic raid in September, which basically just means they're either adding like an additional encounter or they're tweaking the encounters. I almost think it needs to be this difficult again to justify the difficulty this time, or else I feel like there's going to be even bigger backlash by the community.
Probably.
Because they're like, this is supposed to be an epic raid, and this is easier than the original drop. Like, what the heck? So they can't do anything this time. But the following time, I think they might actually tweak it down into like a better, not Ron status, like not Rooted Nightmares, but like maybe King's Fall or Vow of the Disciple, or something like that. Because to be honest, I bet you their engagement dropped off super hard on Saturday and into Sunday because people couldn't clear the contest mode.
Yeah.
And so like that, and they're going to look at that, and they're going to look at their bottom line, and it's not going to be the top 0.003% that they actually, kind of cater to. They're going to cater to at least the top 1%, because they know that the casuals are the whales. They're the ones that spend the money.
Yep. All that to say, I really like this expansion. I think one of the main characters in it, maybe one of the best personalities that they've introduced in the Destiny universe. It's a real fresh take. He's just a cool guy. The story's neat. The world they built is neat. The new mechanics are neat. I think there's a lot of pluses here. The fine tuning of damage and damage scaling, sure, that was definitely a sore spot over the weekend. But we had a blast playing on normal mode, and it really felt like we were playing like competition mode for sure, or contest mode.
I really am curious to see what they say about the power delta stuff, because when we were in contest, we did in fact see skulls next to a character or to enemy names, and in normal mode we saw swords. And if it's accurate, contest should be swords. So if they come out and are like, "Oops, we did it wrong," what do they do about that? Do they run another contest mode?
They can't possibly.
They won't rerun the contest mode.
They can't possibly rerun. I don't know how they do that.
Because
they just run it back. I mean, they did it for
that is true. They did it
Sundered
for Doctrine.
But that was all. See, this is where the it gets finicky, because the reason they did it for Sundered is because PSN was down. So like only some could play, or could Bungie even launch anything at that point? Are they on Sony servers? Like I don't know.
Yeah,
I'd have to look more into that. But to sum up this expansion, like Aaron was just doing, I think this is a very good, refreshing foundation that they're starting with, and it's a lot of systems that they've kind of revamped and introduced. I personally really enjoy it that I can do any activity. Just think of an activity throughout the game, and I'm going to go up in power. Like that to me is really cool. Instead of being like, oh, gotta run warlords, gotta run,
they removed a lot of the time gating also. Like you can just kind of do stuff when you feel like it.
No, you can't once a week do that activity a bunch of times to get a power up. You can just do it now.
Yeah, pretty much there's like powerful gear constantly on whatever you do. So you can just like, if you just wanted to run one strike over and over again, technically you could, and you would go up in power.
What's really cool about it, though, is if you run that strike over and over again, you actually get a bonus drop, like listed on your solo ops or your Crucible. So then you go and play Crucible, and that bonus drop now appears back on the strike. And so it's like, because you're playing other things, other modes are getting more bonus drops added onto it.
Like in the stuff that drops at the end of the activity, like with a gun or whatever, you'll also see a little green icon, and that is a bonus drop for a different activity.
Yeah.
That
So
you
it's
can go
incentive
obtain
to keep jumping around,
Yeah.
but not
Right.
required.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
That's
And
nice.
then on top of that, I mean, you play through, if you play 3 different characters, like it's account light level now.
Oh, nice.
And so something that I thought was really, really cool that I saw this, some streamers do is they hopped onto a different character and they just whipped out some blue gear and fed it into some of their stuff. And so now they're up at 200 power, which is the soft cap. And so it's like they didn't even have to grind for it. They just pulled it out with 777 Glimmer, which is very cheap. And then toss it into their gear. And then if you get like a 250 drop on your Hunter, you're going to get a 250 drop in that slot on your Titan, like the next time you play. So something you could do is, instead of accepting the reward pass on your Hunter, the one that you're pushing very far with, go to your Warlock, accept the reward pass, boom, you already just geared out your Warlock. Now they're 250. So like incentivizes and like, it's still not the best for like, for instance, you still have to play 3 times through the legendary campaign to get the exotics at the end.
Sure.
That's still something that's in there, which is kind of like, it's boring, but at the same time, like, what else are they going to do? They want engagement,
Yeah.
I also, in the past, just had my one set of armor I used for everything, and now I actually look at every piece of armor that drops because it matters.
Yeah. That's nice.
The different archetypes on there are set bonuses, which actually do cool things. And just like how the stats work now, you kind of want multiple sets of gear for different builds at this point.
Oh, yeah, that was
On the subject of that, how do we feel about ammo generation being a stat
loading bar?
slash build?
yeah.
I haven't really noticed much of a difference, to be honest.
So I
how it worked
have on my
before.
Titan a build where I have like almost 200 weapon, and that's like my ad clearing build. Ammo was dropping literally everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
The one thing that that does kind of tick me off about that, I have to pay attention to the bottom left of my screen. The next kill is going to be a heavy brick, and I know it's going to be a heavy brick. And I kill a harpy that's just off the side of the map. Well, there goes the ammo.
Yeah.
I could have
That's fun.
tracked that. So that's actually really cool. It's like, I'm mad about it, but then also like I can track it now. So like it's really
Yeah.
cool because like I'm about to kill that harpy. I glance down. I'm like, oh crap, and I like move over to a different enemy real quick. Get the ammo brick. My Hunter has 25 weapon. No ammo is anywhere. But they did tweak that. So that was Saturday and Sunday that I was playing on my Hunter. I think this Tuesday they actually implemented a change where ammo is kind of generating better. Also, they stated something like we were supposed to have what was 100 stat last time was supposed to be in this expansion, like 70 stat was like comparable. And that's like not at all what's happening. And so they're investigating that. So that, some of the stuff that's like the feel of the game, like if it doesn't feel as good, they are looking into it and they're trying to tweak and fix. I mean, they changed a whole bunch of systems, but the stats honestly like really readable. You know exactly what they are. It's not like discipline. What's discipline? Like resilience made sense. It's I need resilience. Strength, like I guess melee. Like I don't. But now it's just like weapon, melee, health, super. Like you know exactly what you're getting yourself into.
That's good.
Yep. It's cool. If you guys ever want to run a raid, got a new one for you. We run it back.
I mean, honestly, we can do the older ones still, and those are going to be hard right now because of the deltas.
Yep, they certainly will be.
PvP is unforgiving. I tried running it back last night with some of my clanmates, and we almost didn't get to a damage phase until like an hour or two in.
Oh
Really?
my gosh. Caleb, let's move on to you.
Yeah, so I played through Death Stranding 2.
You finished it.
Yep.
Did you make it to the beach?
Man. Yep. I did. Did make it to the beach. Finally. It took a long time to get to the beach, honestly. Long time. Too long. Man, Kojima needs a co-author. Dude. Really needs a co-author or an editor. Something. Because he's got some good ideas. But man, he can't bring them together very well, I feel like. So yeah, I played it right after playing the first one, which maybe is not the best idea because they hit identical story beats that the first one hits. In the first one there's like a character who shows up occasionally that you have to fight randomly in like a different world kind of. And you have to do it like 3 times, and it's always him and his 4 military buddies, and he's some military dude. And in the second game, there is a different guy who's a military dude, and he's got 4 military buddies, and occasionally you got to fight him in another world.
It's good. Hey man, it works last time. People liked the last game.
Sure.
Just do it again.
It's exactly the same. They pull the same tricks with like making you think somebody's not on your side, then making them think they are. Like the exact same stuff from the first game, with only some like minor new reveals about the world and how it works. So that was frustrating.
Like most people played the first one a long time ago if they were going to play it, so maybe they thought they was going to forget about all that.
It's the same. It's the
Playing
same.
it back to back might be a different experience.
Yeah. Also,
So like, Cody?
no, not on my Goaty list. No, I liked some parts a lot, but there was a lot of it I also didn't like. So last time I talked about how they made a bunch of like upgrades to make it less tedious for going around and doing stuff. I think that makes it a worse game actually, because now it's just boring. Now just travel around is boring. You don't have to do anything. It's just all kind of done for you. So I think that was maybe not a right step in the right direction. Also,
A step in the right. Is that a walking joke?
yeah. It's a Strand type joke.
Oh, okay.
They made combat a lot more of a focus and made it a lot better. I don't think that's where that game excels either game.
Yeah, it feels like nobody liked the combat in the last game, so maybe the answer was to scale back the combat. Don't put much in it.
Yeah. Agreed. That's not what they went for. Not what they went for. Yeah. The last 4 chapters of that game are mostly cutscenes. And man, they do in those conversations, they're leading up to a reveal. You can like see it coming. And then they'll say something that just makes no sense, and its only purpose is to like throw you off the scent for 30 more seconds before they do the reveal. Over and over they do it. It's so annoying. I don't understand.
That's
Gosh.
funny.
There was one more thing I wanted to say. That's good.
I wanted to ask last podcast, but I forgot when I was talking about Metal Gear. Does Kojima do a lot of fourth wall breaky stuff usually, or is that just a Metal Gear 1 thing?
Oh, Metal Gear 2. Buckle the fuck up from Metal Gear 2.
All right.
Yeah.
I think the Metal Gear series does it a lot, right?
All right. Is that not a Death Stranding thing?
Doesn't seem like it does it very much at all.
It varies game to game in the Metal Gear series. 2 goes absolutely wild with it.
Okay. All right.
There's one character in Death Stranding who talks about video games and about like boss fights and stuff. But that's all that they really do with
Is Metal Gear 2 the one that got famous for like the villain shuts down your game?
They do that in 1.
Okay.
Where they like fake you into thinking that the video signal for the game went away.
Yeah, Psycho Mantis.
I remember one of the Metal Gear games was like noted as like one of the first games to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta tell me when you start 2, Alex.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't started it yet.
It's a banger. I did. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I did start the first one. I'm like an hour in, so I've delivered like 2 packages. There are a lot of cutscenes.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. You know how I complained about in the final mission, you're traveling like a long way and they interrupt you in the middle of it to like have a conversation that you could just have while you're driving?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do it in the second one. The exact same thing. They did it like 3 times in the same drive. One time they stopped me like 30 seconds after they ended talking to me. They started talking to me again.
Hilarious.
Seems like you really enjoyed this game.
It's so frustrating.
I hate to go back to Destiny, but you just reminded me of a big upgrade.
My God.
instead of making you go back to the helm every 2 seconds to talk to a hologram, you just can have the hologram projected from your ghost. I don't know how they developed this technology, but wherever you're at, you can just like talk to the person you need to talk to from
That's
the ghost.
really nice.
And then
Imagine
on
that.
top of that, if you want to continue playing while this is happening, you can hit a button and then it just goes to audio log form in your helmet and you can just keep going.
Great. They should have done that a long time ago.
Yeah. Like what the heck?
And this is how I know very little about the story of the new expansion.
I feel like I skipped through those a bunch in the old expansions
Yeah.
anyway. I just want to say one more thing last thing about Death Stranding, which will lead into my other game. I can't tell you what game it is because I'll spoil it, but they ape something that a recent game did and it did really well. And they do it without understanding at all why it worked. And so it just doesn't fit. And it's really, it was really sad to watch it happen.
Oh no.
And the next game that I've been playing is the Altars, and they aped the same thing, but they knew why it worked and they did it, and it's great. It works really well. So I don't know. Just Kojima needs some help. He needs just an assistant.
He definitely
Co-writer.
needs some help. Whether that's another author or like a therapist, maybe.
Maybe both.
Probably both, ideally.
So yeah, I'm playing the Altars as well. It's a kind of a survival crafting game, but heavily story focused. Yeah, it's heavily story focused at least. You're being sent to this planet to mine it for a specific resource, and a bunch of your crew dies when you land, and you can't really do everything on your own, so you got to spawn these guys called altars, which are alternate versions of yourself. They have different histories, which make them different essentially
Personalities.
jobs and personalities. Yeah, so they're good at different things. I've been having quite a lot of fun with it. It plays out on like it saves every morning, and you play out like the day. You get like 18 hours to run the day, and then like 8 hours of rest, and like 6 of those hours there's like a whole bunch of radiation outside and stuff, so you got to do stuff inside the base, and you can have like conversations with your altars and help them feel better about themselves so that they'll work harder during the day.
Yeah. It's so weird.
Yeah, there's a lot of interesting little storylines for some of the characters. Like one of them in his backstory, he gets an arm blown off, but when you spawn him, he has it because he's just grown from your DNA. And so there's like a whole story that develops from that, and it's pretty interesting. I've been really enjoying it.
I've heard good things about this game, actually.
Yeah.
It's unique. I played a couple hours of it too. The machine you're in to navigate from place to place is so comical.
Yeah. The giant wheel, and
Yep.
the base is in the middle of the wheel, and you just build onto the base in the middle, and the
And
wheel
it
just
just-
drives you
It
around.
just drives around.
Oh yeah.
It's so funny.
Great.
I saw this pop up in the Steam library and I was like, oh, that looks interesting. Aesthetic's cool, like that stuff. And then I saw the tags. It was like base building, survival. And I was like, why? It looks
it's
cool though. And then
I
I'm
would
like,
put it in like
Caleb
this,
is the one that bought this. What is happening?
Yeah, I would put it in like a category with Subnautica, but even more story focused, even less, resource gathering and
I
stuff.
didn't know Subnautica was story focused, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
It is. It's also on Game Pass, for what it's worth. If you have a Game Pass, but I also think the whole base building aspect of it really, it does not seem as intense,
Yeah.
or it does not play out as intense as you would imagine. Like when you see the tag, you're like, all right, that's exhausting. I'm already tired, and I haven't even downloaded this game yet. That's not how this one plays out. They do. There's a lot of like quality of life features to like fast forward through things you don't really want to have to deal with. You just want to I want to enjoy the story aspects of this game. I want to enjoy the like conversations with my altars. I can fast forward through some of the other junk that I don't really care about as much, and kind of speed that pace of that part of the game along, which I like. I was going to say there was some interesting controversy about this game because people have discovered some AI generated assets.
Yeah.
Oh.
They came out and said, and I don't know if this is a hand wave, like whatever, like an excuse, but they came out and said that they did use AI generated assets as placeholders for work in progress components, and maybe some of them just did not get removed prior to release of the game. That seems, I really feel like that could go both ways. That could be very truthful, and that they just miss some things, because there's a lot of content in the game, and most of what people have discovered are like, oh, it's text of a captain's log, and the text is very clearly AI generated text. Like it,
I think
missing
most of it was like
punctuations.
stuff just in the background
That
on
too.
screens.
Yeah.
It was like a lorem ipsum replacement, but you just used AI to do it.
Yes. It could be both. It could be either things. They could have used it as a placeholder. They could have used it after the fact. I don't know, but it seems to be only here and there. Like, I don't think they did. At least it's clear to me they didn't use it for most of the art assets in this game. So I don't know. But other than that, it's a cool game. It's weird. It's very
weird.
Very interesting concept.
Do you think either of those are going on? It sounds like you're not done with the alters yet, but do you think either of those games are going to go GOTY list?
Man, this year's tough, so I don't think so. But we'll see. Maybe alters will go somewhere really interesting. But
okay, all right.
Skipping me because I played 100 hours of Destiny. Jake, did you have anything?
I didn't really. No, the only thing I had one thing I wanted to talk about. My girlfriend had never seen The Promised Neverland, the anime.
Oh yeah,
I watched that for the first time. What a banger! Fucking
just the
great
first
show.
season. I'm assuming.
I also have
just
not
the
seen
first
that one.
season. I mean, it's really good, Ben. So I don't know.
I
you
probably
might
would
hate
You
it.
won't watch it.
Yeah.
You won't
I
watch it.
do absolutely love that your girlfriend texted me saying, "Can you fucking believe that Jake doesn't like
Attack on Titan.
Attack on Titan?" And my response is, "I also do not like Attack on Titan."
Oh my gosh.
Oh my
The
god.
first time we've ever agreed on an anime.
It was wild. I didn't know what happened. It was very
It was
confusing.
very funny. But
Liz
yeah,
was like, "Well, what's Attack on Titan?" I'm like, "I don't even know how to explain it to you in a way that it's
it's
like they fight giant monsters. Oh, that sounds up your alley. No. Except
Not
everything's
really.
sad and the monsters are gross. That's the best I can describe it. And she
Yeah.
goes, "Oh,
Everything is sad and the monsters are gross.
To be fair, that's a pretty good
That is
description.
Yeah,
very apt
it's pretty spot on.
You've actually seen it, Ben?
I have seen. I think I watched the first 2 episodes of Attack on Titan, and then
Oh,
I've
oh.
seen.
2 episodes.
We haven't seen it.
You haven't
No.
seen any of that show.
No, I watched the first 2 episodes. I went, "I don't want this," and then I stopped.
Okay. I was just basing it on you not watching anything, so I was like, you can't have seen that,
I watch
right?
anime sometimes.
You just don't watch
It's
movies.
not a movie,
You just
so-
don't watch movies.
It's not
For some
Mhm.
bizarre reason, that's fine, but movies are not.
That's where he draws the line, guys.
Please do not question my reasoning there.
Maybe it's for the best. Last episode is like 2.5 hours, so
Also, it's only some anime. Like I haven't seen Arcane yet. I have seen the first episode of Arcane 4 times now, I think.
The
but,
first-
That's too many times.
Is Arcane even anime?
that's
I
another
mean-
question.
Yeah, it is.
I would say it is.
It's animated.
It's
Anime's
so
short
ad-
for animated. It's
Yeah.
anime.
Yeah, I guess
That'd
that's
be
true.
pretentious, Jake. Anime
I
is
don't know,
only
like, I
anime if it
wouldn't
comes
call like
from
Toy
the
Story
anime region of Asia.
It's true.
Toy Story can be anime. Honestly, I don't care.
It just, yeah. Anyway,
That's
neither
all
here nor
I've. No,
Look what
I
you've
mean,
done.
I've been playing some games,
there. Okay,
but nothing
Cool,
new
cool.
and exciting.
cool. Well, we'll probably skip Chad and Alex because they have 150 and 100 hours of Destiny, respectively. That's basically all they played too, I think, unless I'm incorrect.
That's pretty much it.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Ben, on to you.
I've been playing mostly more Expedition 33. Still loving that game quite a lot. I just hit a part of the story where I kind of fucked off to go do some side content for a bit. I cannot describe how annoyed I was when I went to one of the many zones where, and I'm blanking on their name right now, Paintbrush Head guys. What are their names? Start with the G.
Gestrels.
Gestrels. I went to one of the Gestrels little side areas where they have like a mini game, and
Dude.
I got so frustrated going through that. I spent like an hour trying to get it done,
Which
and then
one?
I completed it. So I did 2. First off, I did the one where you're climbing.
Only
Yep.
up. All right. got
only
it.
up level.
That
Yeah,
one
only up.
probably took me about 30 minutes.
That one was brutal.
The worst one was after that. I went and I found a place where there's like a volleyball one.
Oh,
and
mid.
I spent half an hour on that, and then I googled the rewards, and when I realized it was also just outfits, I went
Cosmetics.
fuck it, and I left. Like,
Whoa. Whoa. Outfits
no.
are like maybe one of the most important things you can get in a
I
game.
Just outfits.
cannot
Absolutely
describe
not.
how much I hated that volleyball minigame. I loathed it.
It's pretty bad.
So
that
much.
one's pretty bad.
I beat the easy and normal mode, and then I most of that time was on hard mode, and I went, I'm done. I don't care. I'm done.
They should have just put it in like the combat so you could parry it. You don't have to like attack
It's
it while it's
infuriating.
coming.
It's
Yeah.
so
Say-
infuriating.
Changing any of their outfits or hairstyles from the default breaks my immersion. They have
I
to-
haven't
they have to
changed
say,
anything from default.
There
Really?
are
How they
so many good
did-
ones.
I
There
did
are.
change. Sorry, I did change several of them into the the ones you get in the
I think
snow
so.
area at the beginning, where they're just like it's the same as the base outfit but white. I changed it into that because I like it. But
yeah.
other than that, I haven't really messed with anything. And then I went to go do an optional side boss, and I spent about an hour trying to do that one because the side boss insta kills everybody in my party with a single hit. So I have to do the entire fight exactly perfectly,
Yeah,
and
that's-
it's one of the ones that does not allow you to dodge. You can only parry.
Heck yeah, dude.
Mm.
Get good.
I have not beat it yet. However, I have repeatedly gotten down to about only a quarter of its health left. And
Nice.
I will say, from my stubbornly refusing to dodge things and only parry, I have gotten very good at parrying things. It
Good.
did finally happen. I would say I
Nice.
consistently parry about 3/4 of the attacks that come at me. Or better if I can focus it on a particular boss or fight. But no, I'm still loving it. It's still great. Right now, I'm kind of going around farming additional abilities to add on for them. I did cheat slightly. I'm using some build ideas online. I'm not just free balling the abilities. But you know what? Screw it. It's more fun for me to do that.
Yeah, if you have more fun, so be it.
So right now I'm going around and picking up some abilities I missed and some backtracking. Like I got the 4th hidden gestural, which allows you to like destroy these big
Mhm.
what are they? They're paint pillars, paint spikes, I think they're called.
Yeah.
And
Hard to find
they basically they open up like hidden areas and older zones. So I'm going and checking some of those out now. That's where I found this boss that is kicking my ass. But no, having a lot of fun with it. It's good.
I just want to jump back to their outfits for a second because
Of course you do.
I too agree that there are many, many, many good outfits. However, I will say, Alex, you are correct. There are some that certainly break immersion. So much
Yeah.
so that when a cutscene pops up, all I see is Jake's character from Baldur's Gate 3 having a conversation. It's just so out of context and it's just awkward. You know,
yeah.
any of the gestural outfits, they're
Those
hilarious.
are bad.
They're hilarious. Also, the one with the red hat and the circular glasses.
Baguette.
Oh my god!
Baguette.
The one? Are you talking about? Wait,
Just...
are you talking about the one that's the
Oh.
most stereotypical French outfit in
Yes!
existence?
They have a baguette
Those-
on their back.
Those are
is.
the first 3 skins I found.
Oh.
Were people's versions of those.
That is just chef's kiss. That was
Yes.
perfect when I found it.
I had a baguette on for one cutscene, and I was like, "It's too much. I
It's
can't
too
do
much.
it anymore."
It's too much.
The game gets way too depressing for me to have them
Yeah.
wearing outfits like that. I'm like, I can't
Yeah,
with this.
especially when you're like, you go back to the campfire and you're like, do you want to spend time with one of these characters? You're like, yes. And then you show up and you're wearing the glasses with a baguette. Oh, it's bad. It's
And
bad.
they're just like, I want to kill myself. And it's just
Yeah.
like, oh, God.
You can set it so it will use the default outfits for cutscenes only. So you can use fun outfits while you're running around.
I might do that.
It's. I
There's
mean,
so
I
many
don't
good
use
ones.
it. I just make outfits that actually look good.
Yeah.
there
you know,
are some
little
really good
flex.
ones too. Just really
You know,
clean looking outfits.
I do keep finding like gestural merchants that are only selling cosmetics. And then I'm like, I don't want to spend my money on these right now. But
You're gonna have a lot of money. You probably can.
yeah.
I'm doing okay right now. It's mostly just because a lot of the abilities I'm trying to pick up cost money from merchants, and I'm like, I want to save it until I get all those, and then I'll throw money at the problem. Also, I'm guessing it's just I haven't gotten far enough in the story. I haven't found anything that lets me upgrade a weapon to level 10 yet. I have a
Mhm.
billion things that let me upgrade to level 9, nothing to 10.
Yeah. All that
There-
stuff is like area locked.
I figured.
I don't know who did the writing for this game, but it is so freaking well done. It's
So
insane.
good.
Mhm.
It's wonderful.
And it's not even just the expeditioners. The gestrals
The gestures are
are
great.
incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the stupidest things too. The first time you go to the Gestral camp and there's the one dude who's in the house that's just on fire.
And he just says this is fine.
Yeah, this is fine.
Great.
so many times you interact with them, and it is just so like everything they're saying. You're like, oh, that's very gestural-esque of them. Like you just start thinking that way. I love
Literally,
it.
almost immediately, just like you talk to one, and you're just like, classic gestural.
Yeah. Yes.
Love hearing them talk about their soccer patats.
Soccer patatas. Oh, so good, man. So
It's a good game.
There's I can't think of another game that has so consistently like made me almost cry the depressing parts that almost immediately made me basically burst out laughing in the funny parts. Like it just every ball it hits, it bats it out of the park.
Yeah.
For me,
it's
at
great.
least. I mean, I've got several more good games released this year to play, but I mean, nothing I see is coming close for Game of the Year for me other than this.
Just wait for Silksong, baby.
Heck yeah.
Silksong and Hades 2.
Hades
They're shadow
2.
dropping. They're both the same game.
You expect it to be good?
The one and
Silk
the
Song?
same.
That's going to be good?
Mhm.
Oh my
I mean,
god.
Yes, sir.
We'll see, I
Prequel
guess.
wasn't good,
Yeah,
but
we'll
all right.
see.
Hades
Get outta
2 dropped
here.
another update.
Another final
Yeah.
update.
Another final update.
To be fair, they said they thought their last one would be the
Yeah.
final.
Oh, wow. Yeah, way to cover your ass, guys.
But yeah, Expedition 33 is great. And then the only other thing is I picked back up Stardew Valley. I've been playing a bit more of that. Doing the thing I do where I pick it back up about once a year and then realize that the insane single dev for that game has released a fuckload more content. I'm like, oh, Jesus, he never stops.
Yeah.
Like, literally,
pretty
for,
crazy.
like, similar to the last joke we made for, like, the 6th time, he's like, all right, guys, this is the last update. I'm not doing anything else. I'm going to focus on my new
Yeah.
game. And then I play again a year later, and I'm like, oh, hey, there's, like, 6 new updates worth of content here.
Cyberpunk did that again.
That game is just amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Again?
Another
Someday I'll
final
play that
update.
game.
Mhm.
Someday.
Which game? Cyberpunk? Or
Cyberpunk
Stardew Valley?
2077.
No, not Stardew.
You won't
Cyberpunk.
never play Stardew, Aaron?
I don't think that's my type of game, Ben. It's okay. Teach their own.
That surprises me. You and I overlap a lot on games.
We do, but not on all games.
I don't know.
Have you?
I don't
You've
know.
never tried it, though.
That
And
I have never tried it.
hear me out, Aaron. Have you tried Kingdoms of Amalur?
There it is, finally.
Anyway,
Aaron.
thanks so much
Aaron,
for joining us.
Hey, I'll play Ixion if you play Kings of Amalur.
You like already kind of want to play Ixion though.
Yeah, and I definitely don't want to play Kingdoms of Amalur. This seems unfair.
So you play through the rest of Elden Ring.
Ooh, there it
Oh,
is.
you're gonna make me play Elden Ring?
bro.
That's more painful for me.
Get out of here. Anyway, all right. Well, we'll be back in 2 weeks, talk more about games. So thanks so much for joining us. We'll catch you next time. I didn't even bring up the screen so that I can send it away. So, I guess we'll just say bye here for a
Great.
second until it gets there. Oh, we'll catch you next time.
Stalling.